biological girls who identify as biological boys.
I said this time and time again, but mental illness is trendy. And I think one of the worst trends to date to hit the market, or is this gender dysphoria craze. Because it's so permanent. It's so damaging. Like, take it from me. I would know.
Age 12 to about age 17, middle school and high school, has
12 to 17, I was not actually pro anything trans. I was against it, funny enough. I was disgusted by it. I thought it was foul. I thought it was not natural. I thought it was, honestly, just horrible. Funny enough, I would be gravitating
is now expressed in record numbers. This soaring increase, these aren't organic increases. They are actually completely manufactured.
And then she goes on to explain how essentially the social media, people's friends, family, are essentially inspiring people to transition, all for a slight feeling that could just very well be maybe a phase, or probably is. That tomboy or tomgirl phase that you're just trying on a skirt for a second. That could not mean anything. It could just mean that you just tried on a skirt. Doesn't mean you should go through this entire process to canceling out your natural hormone that your body is naturally producing, then throw it all up in the mix and then make it go crazy. But I also want to highlight the fact that I don't not believe that trans kids don't exist, because they do, but very, very few, far in between. Not in the numbers that you've seen now in schools and in everything else. Because why? Mental illness is trendy. My best example was when I first got on TikTok in 2020, everyone had Tourette's. What? Everyone had Tourette's.
It's social media, it's cultural elites, it's what their friends are doing, and suddenly, because they don't want to be different.
See, I was the opposite in school. I wanted to be different. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to just not be part of the norm anyways. So I wore a tail. I spent 3 hours in the morning doing my hair by the time I was a senior to spike it up like a peacock, because that was the trend and that was the fad at the time. Luckily, I think it's coming back, okay? But even before that, I was that emo kid, that quiet kid, the person that was chubby, that just didn't really talk anyways. Then I got my confidence a little bit more by 17, to which then I was just wore a tail and raved and did all this other stuff, you know. I call my transition a trauma response that was catalyzed by my ex-husband. I'll get into that some other time, but basically I was hypersexualized at 7 due to instances that were out of my control. And I still appreciate those instances nonetheless, because they brought me to this point to which I'm able to confidently talk about myself and my past to try to inspire change.
If a gym teacher or a best friend expresses sudden sort of gender dysphoria and says, "You know what, I thought I was a girl, but really I feel most at home being a boy." God bless these young girls. And listen, I am parenting a child through these teenage years. It's not easy, but
I can only imagine how it is to be a parent right now in these interesting, very, very interesting times. Transitioning is hard. It's not easy. Trust me. Detransitioning is harder. Really. I can't detransition. I've been for the past year, and it's really hard. So, not by choice. I've talked about this in other videos, but anyways, yeah. Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
It's exploded all around my kids, and thank God they understand right is right and wrong is wrong, and biology matters. They have enough accuracy in their scientific interpretations to recognize that you can't change your chromosomes.
Ain't that a fact? I've been blessed at the end of the day for the fact that I have to essentially, I can't go in a boys' restroom. I get looked at weird. It's uncomfortable for the men for me to be in a boys' restroom, funny enough. And I get told to go in the girls' restroom. But, you know,